right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at the G Gordon Liddy Show. Now, I wrote a book. Most recently, I've written 4 books. I'm writing another one now. But I wrote this book called When I Was a Kid, This Was a Free Country. And in it, I give my opinions on a lot of different things. There's a whole chapter on my take on women. And I have taken a lot of static from women about my chapter on women. You know, you're talking through your hat. You don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 and so forth. Okay. Let's say a guy named Roger is attracted to a woman named Elaine. And he asks her out to a movie, and she accepts, and they have a pretty good time. And a few nights later, he asks her out to dinner, and again, they enjoy themselves. They continue to see each other regularly, and after a while, neither one of them seeing anybody else. Then one evening, when they're driving home, a thought occurs to Elaine, and without really thinking, she says it aloud. Do you realize that as of tonight, we've been seeing each other for exactly 6 months? And then there's silence in the car. To Elaine, it seems like a very loud silence. She thinks to herself, geez, I wonder if it bothers him that I said that. Maybe he's been feeling confined by our relationship. Maybe he thinks I'm trying to push him into some kind of obligation that he doesn't want or isn't sure of. And Roger's thinking, gosh, 6 months. And Elaine is thinking, but hey, I'm not so sure I want this kind of relationship either. I mean, sometimes I wish I had a little more space so I'd have time to think about whether I really want us to keep going the way we are, moving steadily toward, where are we going? Are we just going to keep seeing each other at this level of intimacy? Are we heading toward marriage? Toward children? Toward a lifetime together? Am I ready for that level of commitment? Do I really even know this person? And Roger is thinking, so that means it was, let's see, February when we started going out, which was right after I had the car at the dealer's, which means, let me check the odometer. Whoo-hoo-hoo, I'm way overdue for an oil change here. And Elaine is thinking, he's upset. I can see it on his face. Maybe I'm reading this completely wrong. Maybe he wants more from our relationship, more intimacy, more commitment. Maybe he has sensed, even before I sensed it, that I was feeling some reservations. Yes, I bet that's it. That's why he's so reluctant to say anything about his own feelings. He's afraid of being rejected. And Roger's thinking, I'm going to have them look at the transmission again. I don't care what those morons say. It's still not shifting right. And they better not try to blame it on the cold weather this time. What cold weather? It's 87 degrees out. And this thing is shifting like stinking garbage truck. And I paid those incompetent thieves $600. And Elaine is thinking, he's angry. I don't blame him. I'd be angry, too. I feel so guilty putting him through this, but I can't help the way I feel. I'm just not sure. And Roger's thinking, they'll probably say it's only a 90-day warranty. That's exactly what they're going to say. And Elaine is thinking, maybe I'm just too idealistic, waiting for a knight to come riding up on a white horse when I'm sitting right next to a perfectly good person, a person I enjoy being with, a person I truly do care about, a person who seems to truly care about me, a person who is in pain because of my self-centered schoolgirl romantic fantasy. And Roger's thinking, warranty? They want a warranty? I'll give them a worthless warranty. I'll take their warranty and stick it right up there. Roger, Elaine says aloud. What? Says Roger, startled. Please don't torture yourself like this, she says. Her eyes are beginning to brim with tears. Maybe I should never have. Oh, I feel so. And she breaks down sobbing. What? Says Roger. I'm such a fool, Elaine sobs. I know there's no night. I really know that. It's silly. There's no night. There's no horse. There's no horse, says Roger. You think I'm a fool, don't you? Elaine says. No, says Roger, glad to finally know the correct answer. It's just that. It's that I need some time, Elaine says. Now there's a 15-second pause while Roger, who's thinking as fast as he can, tries to come up with a safe response. And finally he comes up with one that he thinks might work. Yes, he says. Elaine, deeply moved, touches his hand. Oh, Roger, do you really feel that way, she says. What way? Says Roger. That way. About time, says Elaine. Oh, says Roger. Yes. Elaine turns to face him and gazes deeply into his eyes, causing him to become very nervous about what she might say next. Apparently, it involves a horse. It involves a horse, but at last she speaks. Thank you, Roger, she says. Thank you, says Roger. And he takes her home, and she lies in her bed, a conflicted, tortured soul, and weeps until dawn. Whereas when Roger gets back to his place, he pops open a bag of Doritos, turns on the TV, and immediately becomes deeply involved in a rerun of a tennis match between two Czechoslovakians he never heard of. A tiny voice in the far recesses of his mind tells him that something major was going on back there in the car, but he's pretty sure there's no way he could ever understand what, and so he figures it's better if he doesn't think about it. This is also Roger's policy regarding world hunger. The next day, Elaine will call her closest friend, or perhaps two of them, and they will talk about this situation for 6 straight days. In painstaking detail, they will analyze everything she said and everything he said, going over it time and time again, exploring every word, expression, and gesture for nuances of meaning, considering every possible ramification. They will continue to discuss this subject off and on for weeks, maybe months, never reaching any definite conclusions, but never getting bored with it either. Meanwhile, Roger, while playing racquetball one day with a mutual friend of his and Elaine's, will pause before serving, frown, and say, "Hey, Norm, did Elaine ever own a horse?" Oh, my. That is an essential truth. There's the difference between men and women. And as Kipling would say, east is east and west is west, and never the twain shall meet. Oh, my.